Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is a Bishop. It's a Tier 5 British SPG. It's located on the westboard of Windstorm. It's a map you haven't seen for a while. And it's under the command of demontaxidriver. And today is demontaxidriver's birthday. Yes, so the birthday boy gets a couple of videos. In fact, he gets 4 videos. Or is it 2 videos? 2 videos today. And the first one in the Bishop. Game on! Well, this little Arty is based on the Valentine tank. As you all know, it was basically a stopgap that they put forward. They built a Valentine tank and they took off the turret and put a huge howitzer on instead and a casement around that. And it was basically intended to be a stopover until they could get a proper SPG which they could use on the battlefield. Now, they only built 149 of them in actual fact, but it was fairly effective. They used them both in Italy and in the Western Desert. Now, the Windstorm map, I think most of us rather like this map. It was quite unusual. There were several channels you could go through, either through the town or through the north end or by the river, or in this channel here, which is just north of the town. First shot gets a hit on the Largo. 157 is quite a decent shot. Trying to get another shot on the Largo, but he's running away. Oh, no, that one's going to miss. The good thing about the Bishop is it does have a reasonably fast reload, which means that even if you miss with one shot, you might be able to get him with the very next one. And now we've got a duck in sight. Yeah, that is the giant plastic duck. That was a skin that was made by Sir Rusty on special request. A big rubber duck. Fires a blind shot in just to see if you can get him. Okay, trying to get the AMX ELC, but he's moving rather quickly. This is back before they nerfed the ELC as well, funnily enough. I think that guy has got the big 90mm gun. Okay, that Largo's come back. Rounds out, and nope, misses. The enemy's getting rather close now, actually. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised that AMX CLC turns up very shortly. Mind you, the Bishop is very good at doing shotguns. There's this T28E with the F30 gun. That's an 85mm gun on a Tier 4 tank. One shot wipes him out. Yeah, the alpha of this Arty is 450. And literally overmatched that vehicle completely. There, you can get the looks, but he's going for the Largo. The Largo's down. Can you get the looks? He's just reloading. Standard reload 12.37 seconds. I think his reload here is slightly less. But now we've got 2 tanks. Oh, he's just been hit by the AMX ELC. And there's another T28E with the F30. So the AMX can see him and just hit him with a 90mm round. But the AMX has been taken out of the game. He was killed by our BDI, who's just somewhere distance behind us. So demontaxidriver can continue to hit these enemy tanks without fear of actually being taken out by the ELC. Oh, but this time round he gets hit by the enemy M41. And he's been tracked and lost virtually all of his hit points as well as his commander. So he's down to just 22 hit points now. And he has to move, because if that AMX ELC, if the M41 HMC fires another shot in this direction, he's going to be dead. Rounds out the AMX 40, gets another kill. That's 2. Can he get this T28? He's reloading. Oh, that guy's killed. Can he kill the M3? Might be able to kill him. Yes, he does. Now move. Otherwise, the enemy Arty will get you. 3 kills now for demontaxidriver. There's only 3 enemies left, 5 on the enemy team. Looked like the M41 HMC must have been distracted by somebody else, because I heard an artillery round explode nearby, but wasn't on demontaxidriver on this occasion. Now aiming for the 82 coming out of the town. Oh, he hit him! And he killed him! He must set light to him, because he appeared a short distance away from where he was hit, so I think he actually set light to the 82. He's got another kill. So I think, well, he's showing 4 kills there. Be nice if he could get the last 2 enemy, because that would give him a top gun. This is one of the few maps that Wargaming has not turned into HD so far, but I'm pretty sure they will be bringing it back. They just couldn't complete all of the maps into HD in the time period allotted. In fact, at the time, they were saying, oh no, it was there wasn't a reason why these maps were being withdrawn altogether. But it was entirely down to the fact they just didn't have enough staff to actually create all of the HD maps and convert all of them in before the HD was released. This game is from the 9.21 client, which is, I think, 4 years ago. Nice hit on the Type 95, a big hit, and it's tracked him. Next shot will kill him if he gets a direct hit. Will punch through the side of the armour. Rounds out. Yep, got him. So that's 5 kills now. 1 more kill, he's got the top gun. And it would be very sweet if he could take care of that M41 HMC, because after all, that guy took most of his hit points. Somebody's indicating he's in grid square B9, which is a long way away. There's only 4 members of his own team left in this game. Now, as I may have mentioned, they only built 149 bishops. They started designing them in June 1941. They had the prototype by August of 1941, so very quickly they had a prototype, and they ordered 100 by November of the same year, so they just needed them as quickly as they could get them. And it was only a stopgap until they could design a better Arty, and of course that turned out to be the Sexton, based on the 25 pounder gun. They did buy some M7 Priests in the meanwhile, but they just didn't have enough 105mm ammunition. They didn't want to be dependent upon the Americans, just in case the Americans stopped selling to them. And of course they had to pay for all of the American ammunition, so it was expensive. So in the end they decided to build their own Arty, and that's why they came up with the Sexton. Looking around for where that M41 HMC might be, there's plenty of places where an Arty can hide near the cap area in this map. There's a bush there at the back of the cap. You can go up into the hills, and that's where he is. He's up in the hills. Now, is he within range? No, demontaxidriver's having to move a bit closer in order to get a shot, and he's now at maximum range. Rounds out. Can he get the kill? Well, he wounds him with that shot. If he gets this one, it is a top gun. And potential high caliber as well. Rounds out. Blind kill. Wins the game. And that's the first battle on this video. Let's have a look at the second replay. The second replay is on the pre-HD version of the Arctic Region map, which is now known as Mannerheim Line. Game on! Well, as you can see, it looks slightly different. Got these log piles here, whereas you've got bushes now. But it's basically the same map, just slightly redesigned. Now, from a position down here, he should be able to lay shells on the enemy tanks in the South Pass. So if they do try to come up by the coast, then they're going to get hit. That's nice. Okay, he's ready to go. I do believe this was one of the first maps that I ever played on World of Tanks, I think. Rounds out the T-34. Direct hit, 172. In fact, it's the Type T34, it's the Chinese version. And you get another round into him. He's almost at maximum range. He's guessing where he is now. Nope, didn't get him that time. Okay, we've got some enemy heavies and an enemy light. He's going for the ELC, but the ELC just gets rammed to death there. And unfortunately, I think that shell actually hit one of his own teammates there. This was back when team damage was in the game, by the way. Rounds out on the Churchill 1. Direct hit on the engine deck for 185. Okay, he's marked the Churchill 1. I do like those down arrows. I wish they'd go back to that. Instead of actually having those symbols, much nicer to have a down arrow to say this is the tank that I'm attacking. Or focus on this tank. Rounds out the KV-1. Got a direct hit. Okay, the enemy's pushing. But they've now come up against the Type 58 and an OI Experimental. The Churchill took a big hit there and was wiped out with the next shot. Going for the T1 Heavy, almost loaded. Rounds out. Another direct hit. It's going to go for the KV-1. He's hit that guy before. Rounds out. Going to hit the engine deck. Yes. The enemy is pushing through. They've killed the OI and the Type 58. He's lining up a shot ahead of the KV-1. Working out where to put the shell. Another direct hit. Now it's going to be difficult now for demontaxidriver to get shots on those enemy tanks. They've gone into the cover of the rock. He just got a direct hit on the KV-1 again. He's still there. He must have been tracked. Fires another one in. And he's killed the KV-1. A blind kill this time. Okay, spotted a KV-85 holding back. Trying to line up a shot ahead of his path. And he got a direct hit. Now he's backing up because there's only one of our tanks in the pass now. It's the KV-1S. And he is taking damage. There's a good chance that Churchill is going to come through that pass very shortly, along with the KV-85. Rounds out. Direct hit. Good shot. Tracks the guy, holds him there. Now he might have to back up because the Churchill is going to be coming through that pass any second. He gets another direct hit on the KV-85. There are 3 tanks down on the enemy at the moment. It's looking very dicey if they're going to win this one. Ah, missed on that one. Okay, he needs to back into the trees to try and get shots on the enemy as they come up through the pass. Here comes the T1 Heavy. Here's a one-shot. Okay, he's gone to the aim. T1 Heavy's gone down. He's been taken out by the Hellcat. Go for the Churchill. Direct hit on the engine bay. It's tracked him. He's stuck there. If he starts taking damage, he's going to get damage assist off this. He did get stunned. Rounds out. Another direct hit, but 159 hit points this time. It's a one-shot. Trying to work out where he might be when the reload goes through. He guessed that one. I don't... Yeah, it wasn't close enough. He needs one of his teammates to show him where these enemy are. In fact, the KV-85's now come into this area. Fires around into him, gets a hit. The Churchill is very close at this moment to demontaxidriver. In fact, he's coming towards him. And there goes the KV-85, and he did fire. So he's now unloaded. And the Churchill is very, very close. And in fact, the enemy guerrillas just hit him. But he just popped up over the ridgeline to try and get a shot at the Churchill, but the Churchill's been killed by our guerrilla. So it's 3 Arty and a Hellcat are holding out against 5 enemy tanks. 2 Arty at the other end. The enemy's got a Skoda T25, a T3485M, a Wizzy 131 GFT, and their Arty are an AMX-13 F3 and that guerrilla who just hit demontaxidriver for quite a few hit points. He lost 183 from that shot, which is a near miss. If it had been a direct hit, it would have killed him outright. Hellcat's trying to look round the corner. See if there's anyone there. He's found someone. It's the T-3485 and he's gone down. If they pull off a victory, that will be a fantastic victory, because considering how many tanks they were down, and unfortunately the Hellcat's just gone to the AMX-13F3, and demontaxidriver decided to open the range, so he's got a better shot and a better angle on some of the enemy tanks. Here comes the Skoda. He has been hit already. Fires a snapshot in, gets a hit. That's very useful. If he can get the next shot on target, that guy's going to die. Just needs to line it up, get it right. Oh, fantastic shot on the move. The AMX-13F3 just took a hit from one of the Artys. I should think that was probably the Gorilla, and I wouldn't be surprised if the enemy Gorilla's nearby. He's actually the other side of that pass. He must be fairly close. He did get shots on demontaxidriver. So 3 kills to our AMX-13F3, 2 kills to demontaxidriver, 1 kill to the Gorilla, and the AMX has come alongside to help us out. So it's 3 Arty against 2 Arty and a tank destroyer. And I think the AMX-13F3 said, let's take the fight to them. Going to leave the Gorilla behind to guard our cap, just in case that Wizzy 131 GFT comes from a different direction. And we found the Gorilla. He was close, but unfortunately, is he too close? No, he can probably get a shot on him. Rounds out. Yes! Kill shot! He gets revenge on the Gorilla, and now he's got 3 kills. So's the AMX-13F3. And I seem to remember back then you could platoon with Arty dynamically in the battle, just as you can now. So potentially they could have a brothers in arms. And they have platoon, which is really good news, because that's an extra medal if they both survive this game. There's only 2 enemies left. The AMX-13F3's got 2 kills. The Wizzy 131 GFT hasn't been seen for some time, and it might be that he's an AFK. He was just seen by that rock up ahead, and somebody is capping. So demontaxidriver's decided to turn around and go back and try and get a reset. And they're indicating to the Gorilla, or in fact actually it's demontaxidriver's indicating to the Gorilla he should turn around as well, whilst our AMX is going for the cap. I have a feeling that the enemy in the cap is going to be the AMX-13F3 on the enemy team. Now the Gorilla's going up to have a quick look, and demontaxidriver's moving forward. You can see that's why his reticule is bouncing around so much. He's moving forward as he's aiming. He stopped to be accurate as soon as the Gorilla spots the enemy. Let it be the Arty, not the tank destroyer. There he is! It's the tank destroyer! Now he'll more than likely kill our Gorilla, but... Oh! Kill shot! The AMX-13F3 got the shot from the other side of the battlefield, but he's just been killed by the enemy AMX-13F3 AM. So the brothers in arms has gone out the window. But now it's 2 against 1. Now there's no guarantee, or there's no... we don't have an idea where the AMX-13F3 might be. He could be anywhere on the map. To get that shot on the AMX-13F3, he only needed to know where in the cap he was. So he could be near the cap, and he could have seen him, or he could be somewhere else nearby. I have a sneak feeling that he is near the cap. There's 4 minutes, 13 seconds, 10 seconds left on the clock, so he's got plenty of time to drive over. It's not the fastest Arty in the game, quite a slow one really. Forward speed 24 kilometers an hour, reverse speed 10 kilometers an hour, but it is basically a Valentine tank. In fact, normally bishops would carry trailers or tow trailers behind them, and the trailers would carry all the ammunition that the Arty needed, because there just wasn't enough space in the Arty itself for all the shells. Now, I wonder what he's going to do. Is he going to drive in, or is he going to wait for the gorilla to turn up? I think if he waits for the gorilla to arrive and they both go in together, he's indicating he thinks H1, but it could be that the AMX-13F3 is in this little dip here or in the bushes up ahead. Now, he hasn't been spotted yet, and he's just coming into view range of that AMX-13F3. It's about, if I remember correctly, 260 meters view range. And a quick look round. There's a lot more cover on the new map than there is on the old one. They both need to cap to make sure of it. And there's the AMX-13F3. He's been found and he's within range. He's been spotted by the gorilla, and he's probably taking aim at the gorilla right now as he's moving. He's just outside range, actually, not in range, but he's getting closer and closer as time goes by. The gorilla's just fired and missed. I have the feeling the AMX-13F3 doesn't know that demontaxidriver is here. But he will now, because that shot was just fired at him, and that's the 2-minute warning. So he's now going to cap, and he just gets into the cap in time, just in time. And he's going to stay at the edge of the cap area so he can shoot at the AMX-13F3, who's probably going to be taking pot shots at him. There he is. He's getting closer to the gorilla. Okay, demontaxidriver's now aiming at him. Fires his first snapshot. Oh, what a shot! Gets the kill with his first round after entering the cap, and wins the game. Here's the end of battle results, and in the first game on Windstorm, demontaxidriver managed to get a first-class tanker in the Bishop. He also got a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. He got 15. He got an arsonist for setting light to one of the enemy tanks and watching them burn to death, and that was the AT2. Pretty certain that he actually set light to him. Is it to say destroyed by fire? It doesn't actually say. No, unfortunately nowadays you can actually see how you actually killed the vehicle. But he also got a high caliber for dealing the most damage in the game, and he got a top gun for getting 6 kills, which included that M41 HMC right at the end of the game. And I'm a bit surprised that that guy didn't fire another round at the same position that he hit demontaxidriver the first time to finish him off, just to check and see if he's actually moved. Okay, if we look at the team score, we can see he got the highest damage, 1,584 hit points. The second highest was the Churchill 3, 1417. And after that, it was the AT2 with 954. When it came to kills, he had the highest number of those with 6 kills, 3 kills to the Churchill 3 and also to the AT2 on the enemy team. And when it came to base XP, it was actually the Churchill 3 who did the best. 1,283 went to him. 776 went to demontaxidriver. 525 went to the Panzerkampfwagen 2 Ausführung. I think it's G, isn't it? Or Lux. Anyway, or L. No, sorry, L. And when it came to detail, 18 shots fired, 9 direct hits, 9 penetrations, 2 splash. Damage of 1,584 hit points, of which 648 were at more than 300 meters. So you can see some fairly close range stuff there. 1 hit received, it was a penetration. That was from the AMX CLC, and it was a 90mm round. And if he'd had another one of those hit him, that would have been the end of his game. He also received 1 hit by way of splash damage from the M41 HMC, and that was even worse actually, because that could have wiped him out. 8 enemy vehicles were damaged, 6 were killed, 225 hit points of damage assistance. On a free-to-play account, he earned 21,455 credits, and after repair and ammunition resupply took away 14,947 credits. 776 base XP, no multipliers, so that's all the experience points he took away. Let's have a look at the results for the second battle. And in that one, on the Arctic region, that was an ace tanker game for demontaxidriver. He got a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. In fact, he got 18. My voice is going. He got a fighter badge for getting at least 4 kills. He could get 4 exactly. And he got a high caliber as well for dealing the most damage in that game overall. He fired 2,000. He got 2,401 hit points of damage from that game. The next high scorer being the AMX-13F3 on the enemy team, 1,994, followed by their T-3485M with 1,183. When it came to kills, he had the highest number of those with 4 kills, matched by the AMX-13F3AM on his own team. Unfortunately, they didn't end up with that Brothers in Arms, but it would have been nice. And the second highest scorer was the M18 Hellcat on his own team, alongside the AMX-13F3 on the enemy team, the T-3485, the T1 Heavy on their team as well. All got 3 kills each. When it came to base XP, it's demontaxidriver, so he's got the top in all 3 columns. 1,089 went to him, 752 went to the Gorilla, and 734 went to the M24 Chaffee. In this game, he fired 27 shots, got 19 direct hits and 19 penetrations on the enemy. Much easier to get penetrations back then. 3 splash on the enemy as well. 2,401 hit points of damage, of which 1,660 were at more than 300 meters. So most of the damage this time round was at long range. He did receive 1 hit by way of splash damage. That was from the enemy Gorilla, who was fairly close actually during that battle. 9 enemy vehicles were damaged, 4 were killed, and 107 hit points of damage assistance. He also got 28 cap points while he was in the cap, awaiting the destruction of the AMX-13F3. On a free-to-play account, he earned 28,575 credits, and after repair and ammunition resupply took away 20,687 credits profit. 1,089 base XP, times 3 for the first victory, and 3,267 experience points altogether. So yeah, this was Bishop done good, as he said, writ large, because that was a fantastic battle. It looked like they were definitely going to lose it at one point because there was so many enemy out there and very few of their team left. But they turned it all around and they made it actually look much easier in the end. But that AMX-13F3 didn't want to give up the victory, and he was determined to fight it out right to the end. It was unlucky for him that demontaxidriver got an excellent first shot once he was in the cap to take him out of the game. I hope you enjoyed those replays. If you did, please give this video a like. Do subscribe to our channel. Leave a little comment down below because it feeds the algorithm. And thank you for watching.